everyone. Today we have Dr. Girish Gupta, author of book Experimental Homeopathy, with us, and we will be doing quick book review. Dr. Girish Gupta, MD Homeopathy, is a senior homeopathic practitioner who committed his life to upliftment of homeopathy through scientific research from very young age. Throughout his professional career of over 39 years, he has conducted numerous researches, be it experimental or clinical, with unshaken dedication in various fields of specialty, and published them in reputed international and national journals. It is a great honor for me to receive this precious book on our KHA second annual celebration from Dr. Gupta. First, many congratulations to you, Dr. Gupta, for coming up with this very unique book.
Thank you very much. So nice to see you all.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta. And so this book, it's beautifully made, a compilation. So if you see, we'll be going at high level, but a compilation of in vivo and in vitro experimental research papers published in various journals dating back from 1980 on the efficacy of homeopathic medicines in plant and animal viruses as well as on fungal infections. If you see, each one is tracked with the years, and it contains, preface was given by Dr. Girish Gupta, and the contents of the book include introduction that has the virology unit, plant viruses and animal viruses, mycology with tracking of years and research. Everything is very nicely kept, documenting all the research papers. And we have many joined here to know more about this book. And this is beautifully laid out with historical research papers dating back to from 1980 up to date. Accurate homeopathic research data, which is folded in every chapter, enhanced with fortified colored images and graphs. And that is more interesting to read. I love it. And Dr. Gupta has proved that without scientific evidence, the existence of homeopathy as dynamic therapeutic medicine is always questioned. And we are very proud to say that Experimental Homeopathy of Dr. Girish Gupta was released on April 9th, 2022 at Scientific Convention on the occasion of World Homeopathy Day at Bharat Ratna C. Subramaniam Auditorium, New Delhi. Many congratulations, Dr. Gupta. And also, this book was presented to Professor Surya Kant, HOD, Pulmonary Medicine, KGMU, during his visit to Gaurangli. That is really a prestigious moment, and we are very, very proud of all your accomplishments, Dr. Gupta. Very inspiring to all of us. And we would like to know what made you to write this book and this beautiful book as a gift to the society. Please let us know.
I must thank you individually and your Kavita Holistic Approach organization for having invited me for this online book review. There are two questions: why I wrote the book and why I indulged myself into research. Because we joined homeopathy to become a doctor. So how come this question of research came in mind? This is the basic question. Let me start from that only. So I joined the National Homeopathic Medical College in 1975. And while I was in fourth year, that was in 1979, a newspaper carried an article by a professor of medical college of Lucknow. He coined homeopathy as a placebo. He wrote, this is aquatherapy, it is psychotherapy, And he made so many very insulting remarks about homeopathy. So as a student, I was shocked, and I felt insulted. Why he has written like this? So I contacted so many my teachers, professors, and doctors as a student at that time, that we should come forward and give a suitable answer to that professor. I will not name, he's no more. So nobody, came forward. So it shocked me too much. So I became very restless, and I thought of giving suitable answer to that professor. Then I wrote a letter to editor and convinced the editor of that newspaper to publish. After great persuasion, I have written all this in my down memory lane. It's about 10 pages. So you must have studied that. That letter that appeared in newspaper, and I made sure that it reaches that professor. But that was not end of the story. I kept on thinking that how to remove this tag of placebo in 1979. So I thought, if some experiment is done on plants, then there is no psychology, no question of aquatherapy, and the question, there is no subjective symptom in plants. Whatever you see will be objectively demonstrable. So in the meantime, I contacted several scientists of National Botanical Research Institute. That's the internationally renowned institute of Government of India. After prolonged persuasion, I could be able to pursue that. They started planning to have an experimental model in plants. So he said, okay, we have got a model of tobacco mosaic virus that affects Poinciana glutinosa, that is a plant, in which we can see the effect. We can screen the effect of homeopathic drugs. So I could manage a few medicines without any guidance, and I submitted to this scientist. So in short, an experiment was planned and done. And you will not believe that it came out to be positive. Those plants who were treated by homeopathic potencies, different potencies, gave inhibition of virus compared to control, untreated control. So that was opening of the entire story. So that encouraged all of us, and we conducted so many other experiments. Then we conducted in vitro, in culture plate, direct action of potencies. At that was the first experiment in the world. It started from Lucknow, and God was, kind enough to give me this credit in my lifetime. You will not believe, a scientist from Kerala, Dr. B. Sundara Singh, he conducted in vitro experiments against Carvularia lunata. This is a plant fungus in which 4 drugs gave 100% inhibition. Can you believe it? That potencies which are said to be placebo. How can a placebo inhibit fungus in culture plate? So it gave an answer. So that paper was published in 1980, first paper of my life. At that time, I was completing 5th year and perhaps joining internship. So that paper, it caused flutter in the entire country. So Dr. Diwan Harishchandra, the then advisor of homeopathy to Government of India, you must be aware of him, to whom I have dedicated this book. He promoted me. He, encouraged me to conduct all these experiments. He sent me a form to be filled up, to be submitted to Central Council for Research in Homeopathy. I got it made and submitted a project through Central Drug Research Institute. This is another premier institute of the country, of Asia rather. And luckily, I got a project from Central Council for research in homeopathy in 1981. So I started my career as a researcher rather than a clinician. In the meantime, I was selected in government job, which I did not join. I was selected in some other jobs I did not join. It was a kind of madness in my mind that I will prove homeopathy, that it is not placebo, it is biologically active. What Hahnemann gave it to us 200 years ago. So that was beginning of my career as a researcher. Then I joined CDRI. I worked from 1982 to 85 on antiviral screening of homeopathic drugs against human and animal viruses. That paper, 3 papers were published. One of them was published in British Homeopathic Journal in July issue 1985. At that time, I have written all this in the book.
Yes, Dr. Gupta, I'm looking at all those images and the letters. That is really wonderful, and no one has done this great job so far. It is really amazing, all the letters from the research papers.
Yeah. So, Dr. Kavita, what happened in 1985, there was 40th International Conference of Liga. That was to be held in Lyon, France. Lyon is near Paris. So I sent an abstract of my paper in 40th International Congress of Liga. And fortunately, that was selected to be presented over there. So somehow I could manage. I went there, and there I came to know that British Homeopathy Research Group was searching for me. He was searching who is Girish Gupta. At that time, you can imagine I was too young, just 3 years of my professional career. They said, we have heard about your work, and Dr. Davis interviewed me. I have put up, yeah.
Beautiful
This
letter.
was in the this photograph was taken in the lobby of that international symposium in Lyon. So immediately after taking interview, they said, okay, this paper is going to be published in British Homeopathic Journal. Yeah. So these are, I have written all these in detail. So that was very encouraging. And they offered me to present this work, if possible, in London. So, okay, I gladly accepted. Then I went to London, and do you know, I visited the Royal London Homeopathic Hospital, but my presentation was organized in Royal College of Physicians, from where people get FRCP, Regent's Park, London, on 10th June 1985. There 35 doctors of various disciplines. They joined the meeting, and they said this is the first experiment of its kind in the world. And they quoted Singh and Gupta. Singh, Dr. L.M. Singh was my boss. He was virus pathologist. So Britisher quoted in my paper, Singh and Gupta for the first time demonstrated antiviral activity of homeopathic drugs in experimental models.
Wonderful.
So they immediately accepted the paper, and they said, okay, in next issue only, it is going to be published. I'm talking of 10th June 1985, I was presenting the paper in Royal College of Physicians. And in next issue, they published it, British Homeopathic Journal. And they said Singh and Gupta for the first time demonstrated this. And they offered me a project, research project. Dr. Gupta, you stay in London, you do this work. So I said, okay, I'm a physician. I'm not a researcher by qualification. So they offered me to practice over there. And there was a Blackie Foundation. You must have heard Dr. Blackie was a physician to Queen of England. Dr. Blackie was a homeopathic physician. So I said, no, it's not possible for me. So they were telling you will get a Nobel Prize one day because you have shown antiviral activity. Madam, in 1985, there was no antiviral drug in the world. Whereas our experiment demonstrated positive effect of potentized medicines in chorioolent tract membrane against CEV virus, chicken embryo virus. So I said, okay, I am going back. So I came back and then I left all that. I did not see any future. So I started practice. I did not join job, I started practice. But my research interest remained alive throughout my life. So what happened in 1985, I established a research center, that is Gaurang Clinic and Center for Homeopathic Research, in which a department of mycology was added. And the retired scientist, Mr. B. Chandra, joined as a mycologist. So we started doing research work in our own clinic, by our own funds, without any help. And there we demonstrated activity of homeopathic drugs against Candida, Trichophyton, Microsporum, Penicillium, Aspergillus. Aspergillus is a black fungus. So my paper was published in 1995 against Aspergillus niger, which became relevant in Corona times. Yes. It became relevant in Corona times when allopathic doctors were searching for some antifungal drug against black fungus, that is Aspergillus. So I wrote to Secretary of Ayush, Government of India. Well, I have got an answer. I sent the paper, and then advisory was issued by Ministry of Ayush that, well, homeopathic drugs are effective against black fungus. So that was the story.
That was wonderful, Dr. Gupta. And it is very inspiring because this is the need of the hour for having this evidence-based scientific research. And would you mind taking a couple of questions, because many have joined for book review, and we will go with the first. Dr. Mamata, would you like to go, please?
Good evening, sir. It is actually we are very proud of you, sir, that you did so much research in the work.
And Dr. Gupta, would you like to hear from anyone? Anyone has any questions? Dr. Deepa, please. Would you like to share your thoughts?
Yeah, anyone.
Namaste, Girish Gupta sir. Namaste, Kavita ma'am. Yeah.
Hello.
Sir, simple. You are such an inspiration to all youngsters, all young homeopaths. So, what is your message for upcoming homeopathic doctors, like who want to do more research in homeopathy?
I'm still every day is a new day for me. So we are documenting cases, we are doing clinical research, of course. But
thank you, Kavita ma'am. Thank you, Girish Gupta.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta. And we have Dr. Poonam here. Dr. Poonam Shablani, please.
First of all, I would congratulate you, sir, for writing this book. And it's a compilation of your research works. I would like to, you have written so many books on gynecology, on dermatology, on homeopathy also. Can you summarize your something good that you found in this book?
Please speak a little louder.
Can you summarize a little bit of this book? Silent features of this book. You have written many books, sir. I would like to know more about this book.
It's compilation of my 16 research papers. 6 on antiviral efficacy of homeopathic drugs and 8 papers on antifungal efficacy of homeopathic drugs in vitro in culture plates. So these days, experimental work is not going on, but clinical work, of course, is going on. We keep on publishing our work and data in various journals. Even I got it published in your e-journal also. Dr. Poonam, this is our third book.
Yes, sir.
I have sent all my books to Dr. Kavita.
Allopathic doctor also.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you have name in the
Yeah,
allopathic society also.
This is dermatology, this is the gynecology. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So so far I have published 3 books, and maybe if God willing, if time and health permits, then we can come forward with some more on maybe urology and hepatobiliary diseases, because we have got sufficient data to publish small books on these topics in urology, nephrology, and hepatobiliary diseases. So if God permits and health permit, then we will come forward maybe in future.
I know Dr. Suryakant also. He's also much. He's fan of homeopathy also. In his lectures also, he promotes homeopathy. Sometimes.
Dr. Suryakant is now professor and head of pulmonary medicine in King George Medical College.
Yes, sir. But he
So
promotes homeopathy also with you.
he
I
is
felt
now
close
very
to
convinced.
you.
He visited my clinic 15 days ago, and my book was there on the tabletop. So he said, Dr. Gupta, please write my name and gift it to me. I gifted him, and we clicked the photo also, picture, and he promised to write a review as a allopathic physician on this book. He has promised that he will write a review, very critical review on this book. So I'm waiting for his response because he's too busy. He's too busy a person. So likewise, this book has been appreciated, applauded by number of allopathic doctors, allopathic physicians, even homeopathic physicians, several authorities. Even I presented this book to the chief secretary. Oh my God.
That's beautiful.
That dermatology book was released by my grandson, Girish Gupta. So
Very good.
that was again a historical event. That a child of 1 year is, releasing a book.
History
So-
made, Dr. Gupta. Yes.
Yeah. So this book is of its kind, and you will agree this is of its kind in homeopathic field, because no experimental work has been conducted anywhere. And in 1980s, rather 70s, when there was no, people did not know what to do in research field of homeopathy. So God was very, very kind and great on me to have given me this opportunity to conduct some experiments in collaboration with scientists of various disciplines, virus pathologists, plant pathologists, animal pathologists, and medical mycologists, endocrinologists. So the entire work has been conducted in various research institutes, not in any homeopathic medical college, because we don't have such kind of facilities in our college anywhere. So the beauty was that it was endorsed by scientists of other disciplines who used to criticize homeopathy as a placebo. And they were convinced, not only convinced, but they became co-author with me. They took me rather as a co-author in number of research papers, and now it has been proved. In my life, I just thought, I made my mind to prove in my lifetime that I will disprove the theory of placebo, which I have been able to achieve. This is, as Dr. Henneman said, non intuilis vixi. So I can also say I have not lived in vain.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a beautiful quote, Dr. Gupta,
Yeah.
from Dr. Samuel Hahnemann.
So I made this sentence my mission of my life. That we have to prove that homeopathy is a science, not placebo, aquatherapy or psychotherapy. And by continuous work of 40 years, I have been able to prove, and I have proved them wrong, those who were naming homeopathy as a placebo. I have proved them wrong. They are wrong. Homeopathy is truth. This is the achievement I could get in my lifetime. So I'm grateful to Almighty.
That's wonderful, Dr. Gupta. Amazing. It's not that easy, and there is lot of hard work and dedication and commitment. And so, as Dr. Poonam was interested at a high level, so the book contains introduction, and it has the virology and the mycology part. So coming to the virology, it has about the plant virus, evidence-based, everything, and the animal virus. So Dr. Gupta has data from 1980 onwards, and from each year, how the research has been done, and to name few homeopathic drugs as inhibitors of tobacco mosaic virus, and plant protection, how we can be done, and antiviral screening of homeopathic drugs against animal virus. There is so much in detail with all the pictures, colored pictures, graphics, and each stage, how it is documented, and potential inhibitor of animal virus. And again, there is a review of the virology. And coming to the mycology, in 1981, the papers he has submitted a research of homeopathic drugs on the growth of Alternaria tenuis and Curvularia lunatum. So all this has been very nicely documented. And coming to the fungi isolated in human patients and Thuja occidentalis, I will say the pictures he has provided, it's a wonderful way with all the, let me show. Yeah, this is so beautifully documented with all the potencies and how it has brought the change from 30 potence, 30, 200 and 1 Thuja. So much is there.
This is choriolentic membrane of chicken embryo, in which number of potencies of homeopathic drugs were tested. And objectively, it was demonstrated that our drugs are able to inhibit viral multiplication. That was the beauty of this paper, and that was done first time in the world.
Yes, and this mucormycosis is also the new thing which was added as a research. That is amazing during the COVID-19. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, where will get all your books, sir?
It's available. I can share the link. It's available with us only.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
gcchr.com/publications, you can get it. And also we will provide the email ID in the text
Group,
description, the group, and also the number, so that they can reach either through WhatsApp number or phone number or the Gmail ID, and also they can order on the website.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
It has been promoted through Amazon also.
Wonderful.
My
Thank you.
through Amazon. I'm illiterate that way. I'm not able to do all that. My son Gaurang is doing. He's promoting the book. And of course, Dr. Kavita. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Sweta, would you like to say anything, please?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm very fortunate to be a part of this book review. Many congratulations to you, sir, Dr. Girish Gupta, sir. And this kind of research studies is the need of the hour, and homeopathy is actually always questioned for the research evidences. And I think this kind of work is the only way to prove ourselves and that homeopathy works. It is not placebo. So many congratulations to you, sir, and you are the role model for all of us. And I just want to know, how's your struggle to publish such evidences based work? How's your struggle?
My life has been a struggle throughout.
Yes.
Not struggle, not personal. for homeopathy.
Yes.
I left many jobs. They were offered. I have got number of appointment letters in my file. But I said, I have to prove it. I have to do something to give evidence, scientific evidence, and to remove the tag of placebo. I made this a mission of my life. God knows, and Dr. Henneman knows. And I was throughout, through experiment, through clinical work, through, so many ways, I have been searching to demonstrate that how we can remove the tag of placebo. And fortunately, by doing in vivo and in vitro experiments, it has been proved times and again, 1,000 times, that our potencies are active, biologically active. They are not, we have put up some controlled study against alcohol also, because many people used to say that it is antiviral because of alcohol. It is killing the fungus because of alcohol, but this is wrong. Alcohol is not virucidal. We have done controlled studies. And there are 3 papers in which we have demonstrated experimentally the impact of various edible items like garlic, onion, tobacco, leaf, allopathic medicines, camphor, on the tea and coffee, on the impact of homeopathic drugs on human beings, because it cannot be done in human being. So experimentally in vitro studies, they have been able to demonstrate that none of these items can antidote effect of homeopathic potencies. People say coffee antidotes. No, it has been proved wrong. Tea, coffee, garlic, onion, nothing in physiological dose can inhibit action of potencies, potentized homeopathic drug. These are working at different levels. Their levels of action is different. So this is a myth in homeopathy that coffee can antidote. Even we have demonstrated camphor is not able to antidote homeopathic drug, as people believe it. Experimentally, it has been done. In the last 3 papers.
Yes, Dr. Gupta, I was just about to speak about that one. That is very important to know about the myths.
Yeah, even allopathic drugs. We have tested allopathic drugs like antihypertensive, antidiabetic, painkillers, steroids, along with mesothelium in culture plate. And it has given equal inhibition as mesothelium alone. So these allopathic drugs and edible items and even beverages like tea, coffee, tobacco, etc. Yes, yeah, these are the experiments. Nothing on the earth in physiological doses can inhibit action of potencies. These are potentized, energized medicines. And tobacco, tea, coffee, etc. They are food items. They are not in energy form. So this is completely a myth. Homeopathic physicians are carrying on their head that garlic, onion, coffee, tea can inhibit action of, can antidote action of homeopathic drug. This is wrong. It has been proved in experiments, in vitro experiments. There is no psychology involved. No bias element is there. So we are carrying all these things in my mind. We are still telling patients, do not take coffee, tea, and along with even allopathic drug can antidote homeopathic drug. This is basically wrong. Even we have used mesothelium along with steroids, antihypertensive. You just go through these last 3 research papers. These are all published. These are all published and in peer-reviewed journals. In peer-reviewed journal like Indian Journal for Research in Homeopathy. They have been critically analyzed. Yes. These are the list of publications. So
Beautifully made.
This book can open a new, totally altogether new area. This is the list of publications. About 80 papers have been published from
Very nice
Homeopathy.
to learn about such facts, sir. It's really commendable,
yeah.
and you did a great job. I want to clap
Awesome.
for you. Well done.
Big round of applause
Yeah.
from everyone.
Very nice.
It's
sir.
not easy.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure. Those who are interested to get the book, Dr. Kavita will share the link. GCCHR.com publications.
Yes.
GCCHR.com.
GCCHR.com/publications, and we will share all the details. And we will have Dr. Girish Gupta again at we will see him in July at our webinar with detailed information about this book and many more things. And for anyone who are interested, we will also share the links which we did the book review in 2020 and 2021 on the evidence-based research of homeopathy in gynecology and evidence-based research of homeopathy in dermatology. And Dr. Gupta, you are such a blessing to us with these precious books, and we will look forward for another book next year. And with few words, we would like to end this session. Like, it is really, this book is of immense help as a reference book to research scholars in their pursuit of guidance for experience research methodology and also for learning research skills. And Dr. Gupta again and again proved that without the scientific evidence, the existence of homeopathy as dynamic therapeutic medicine is always questioned as placebo or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And as an effective tool, this book will become as an effective tool in convincing the non-believers of homeopathy. And this many congratulations to Dr. Gupta and the entire Gaurang Clinic and Research and Homeopathic Center and all the people who are involved in creation of this book. Thank you so much. And we would say that this book provides beacon light in homeopathic research and needed for researchers, homeopathic fraternity, academicians, and millennials. Thank you so much, Dr. Gupta, for sharing your insights about your book. And we will look forward to again more book reviews in near future. And thank you all doctors who have joined and to our Homeopathy Study Group Pro Bono team.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita, and all participants for this great opportunity given to me through Kavita Holistic Approach. I look forward to see you again.
You all.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Namaskar.